Hi everyone, this is Emmanuel Mandela. I'm going to be taking you through the process of installing and setting up a WIF point of sale application, and that is developed using Java and Swing components. So basically this point of sale can do a wide range of things like inventory management, including creating new products, managing your stock levels, selling, and so on. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through the process of setting up for a single machine and for a networked environment. For example, a place where you have a server and client machines accessing the same database. I'm going to open the setup documentation. So this document provides a comprehensive instruction on setting up a Java point of sale system which utilizes MySQL for database and requires the Java runtime environment. Now, this guide is to help you. The system requirements, we are looking at Windows operating system, Windows 7, 8, 10, 11, it works on them. You have to ensure Java runtime environment is set up 8 or above, and you can set up XAMPP or WAMP, but basically we are going to encourage XAMPP. What we are going to go through right now is a setup using XAMPP. Okay, now instructions number 1 or step 1, we are telling you need to download the Java JRE installer from the official website. And when you move on this is a link. Okay, let me open it in another tab. This is a link. So you're going to come here, and as we say it is a Windows application, you're going to scroll down and come to Windows. So on Windows, you're going to download this and go ahead and install on your machine. On my machine, I already have this installed. That is the first thing you're going to do. Having installed Java, if you don't have, we are going to go back to our documentation. You're going to say you're going to install XAMPP. Now you're going to download XAMPP from Apache Friends. So I'm going to also right click on this and open another tab, and you're going to download any version of XAMPP for Windows from Apache Friends. You can choose any or any stable version that will be available by the time you view this video. So you go ahead and set up, download this, any of this, and also install on your machine. Okay, after installing XAMPP on your machine and you have installed Java, now we are going to step 3, talks about how you're going to configure your XAMPP. Okay, it is about XAMPP configuration. It says open the XAMPP control panel. Most of you who have used XAMPP, you realize when it is running, the icon is always showing up in the icon tray here. So basically for me, it isn't there for now. Now I'm going to search for XAMPP, and here it is. I'm going to open this. Okay, now Documentation says open XAMPP control panel, ensure Apache and MySQL service are started. Okay, click start next to Apache and MySQL. This is the start on Apache and MySQL. So you're going to click on Apache and wait for it to load. So it is now okay, because the documentation shows you click on these two, then wait for both Apache and MySQL to get ready in green color. Now Apache is ready. I'm also going to click on MySQL. In case you happen to click on MySQL and it fails to get ready, you'll need to investigate the error which you'll be getting here. Okay, you can go ahead and email us or send a WhatsApp and we shall guide you on this. Similarly, you can check YouTube for video guides on how to fix that error that you could be receiving when you're trying to start XAMPP. Now, for me, they are good as per the documentation states. So they are saying to confirm, you open a web browser, navigate to HTTP localhost. So I'm going to copy this, and documentation says you should see the XAMPP dashboard. I'm going to open this and see what happens. I can see it. You realize when I come here and turn off this, then I come back to localhost and refresh, this should go away. When the server is not running, we should be able to get an error for taking long to try to open another browser and confirm. So what we are going through is a process of setting up the with point of sale application that is developed in Java. This, the site is unreachable. Can't be reached. So when I turn on this, now you can see the site can load. Right, we are on to the next one. It is not a complicated process. Once these are running, we are saying set up XAMPP to run on startup. Now you realize we opened XAMPP and we have clicked on the start for this to run. Now we are looking at a scenario where you have no time for doing that. So by the time the server starts, XAMPP should be able to also start up automatically. So we are saying open XAMPP control panel, which is this. Click on config button in the control panel and we highlighted this, which is this. Let me say next step. In the pop-up that opens, tick Apache and MySQL under auto start modules. I'm going to click on config. Now this is a pop-up. They're saying click on Apache and MySQL. These are the ones. Alright. And then tick control panel and also tick start control panel minimize. So we are going to tick this. When we tick this, the moment XAMPP starts, this control panel will not be showing up, but instead it will be minimized and hidden under the icon tray. You will have it here, but this side nothing will show up. That is what we want to achieve. So you tick this and you go ahead and click save. Okay, now we are saying if you get any error in saving, please check appendices 1. When you try to save this and you get an error, try to check appendices 1. Now when you try to go in appendices 1 and see what is there, it says instructions to grant permission to this file. You go ahead and locate the XAMPP installation directorate. By default, or what you set by default is always C XAMPP. Now you scroll down and locate this file. So locating the file, we are saying find this file, which is this. Right click, then we need to change the permissions. Right click on the XAMPP file.in, go to select properties. In properties window, so we are saying right click on this, choose properties. On the properties window, choose security. Okay, then you click on edit, you go ahead and confirm, and in permission window select the user group. So for now we are on all. They are going to give full rights. In case it fails to save, you have to come and do this, and then we apply. You go to another user, you also give full rights, you apply. Do it for all the user groups you have here. Then after that, click OK. Then after once you're done doing that, come back to control panel, click on config again. Let's close this. Going to right click on this and click show hide. Now you will come back and click on config. Let me first stop this. I stop that, and I also go ahead and quit. Now I again open XAMPP. So you remember mine allowed saving, so it is going to start when the control panel is minimized, because we configured it in the config. So to be able to access the control panel, come to the icon tray, right click on it, then click on show hide. This. Okay, go ahead and set this after changing the permissions, and you save. To go ahead and hide this, right click, come back to icon tray, right click on it, show hide, and it will be hidden. Now we go back to our next step. We are done confirming, we are done setting these two, and you say now in the pop-up, okay, we are done configuring the pop-up, we are done saving. Now we need to go ahead and add this XAMPP among the in the startup folder, such that each time the server starts, XAMPP auto starts, and when it is auto starts, it will also trigger MySQL and Apache server to start running, because you have already configured this, and it will be minimized, so you will not be able to realize that something is running here. How are we going to do that? We are going to come here to, we said create a shortcut for this. Navigate to the installation directory, which is C, then XAMPP, C, then XAMPP. Okay. Next instruction says right click on XAMPP-control.exe. XAMPP-control.exe. It is this. Right click on it and select create shortcut. Right click on this and then click on create shortcut, which is this. It is here created, okay? And then says move the shortcut to startup folder. How do I move? Step 1, press window R. Press the window button on your keyboard, hold it and press the R button. It will open up this. Now inside this, go ahead and type in shell colon start up. Now this will open the startup folder. Move the XAMPP control.exe shortcut to this folder. Come back here to our installation directorate. We are going to cut this and we are going to paste it in the startup folder. Now, each time the computer starts, XAMPP will run automatically. And when XAMPP runs, we made the configurations. Apache and MySQL will automatically also start running. So this one won't require any user input at any time. So we are done with that field. I'm going to close this and we go ahead. Now the next thing is configure MySQL database for POS system. So open the XAMPP control panel and click on admin button next to MySQL. This. Then you create a new database. Okay. For this, I've created a bat file that helps us to run this. We are going to click on this to just go there and see what is there. All right. Now I'm going to come to XAMPP control panel. I'm going to click on admin alongside MySQL. It is going to open the phpMyAdmin. Now you can see the databases I have. I'm also going to remove this database called with POS 1. I'm going to drop this. Okay. I'm going to drop that as well. So I don't have any with POS database anywhere here. Okay. Now what are we going to do next? I'm going to hide my XAMPP but make it sure it is still running. We are going to run this bat file. It is create with POSDB. Where do we get this bat file? It is in our folder where we have our files setup documentation. It is this. Okay. Now I'm going to click on this file to run. But before going ahead to click that file, let me do something small. I want to first clear something from data. I want to clear this folder called inside with POS. Okay, I'm going to name this to something different. Okay. Now, for you will not be having that folder, so you'll skip that step. You want to go there. What are we going to do? We are going to run our bat file. I'm going to double click on this and wait. It is going to create a user called with POS admin and give it a password of with at POS. Now It is showing this because I already have this user created. After creating, it is going to create a database called with post at first. It will create a user called with post and admin with this password. It will go ahead and grant all privileges to this user with underscore post underscore admin. Then the system will start importing database structures or schemas into the created database table called with post. All right, so we are just going to be a little bit patient as this processes. Yeah, I'm going to leave this continue processing and come back here and try to these are the databases we had. I'm going quite to refresh on this, click on database, and now see we have the with post database here. When I click on it, I can see I should be able to see some tables which are so far being created, but more are still being added. More are still being added because our file is continuing to run. So we have this so far created, but let's keep waiting for the final feedback from the window menu or command prompt on the final response, whether all that has been imported. That is what we are waiting for. Basically, there are quite some, it may take some short time. Yeah, have some tables have some huge data sets that are being inserted. For you, you may not need all, but your colleague may need some. Yeah, so you will always focus on using what you own or what you want, what you have. But we can see when you run our batch file, we are able to create database. We are able to auto create a database and go ahead and create the associated tables. Similarly, go ahead and insert data. Now it is done inserting. We can see database with post user this created successful. Okay, and data imported. Now I'm going to press an key for this to quit. Or before doing that, I'm going to just first minimize it. I may want to show you something. So once we are done doing that, when you click on this, it will create a database and import the data. The next step is run the with post installer. Where is the installer? It is this. I'm going to double click on this. Remember, our database is running and created. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to choose program files. You can still leave it at 32 depending on what you want. I'm going to choose that. It's only 48 MBs. I'm going to click next. I'm going to take this, create desktop shortcut. I'm going to click next. I'm going to confirm this and install. Okay, good. Now on screen, follow the instructions. We have followed the instructions. It may prompt you to choose the instruction directory. We have selected that. Ensure any required dependencies are installed. You already have Java installed here. We have if you don't have Java installed, the post won't install. Now, next step is initial configuration of with post. After installation, run the post application for the first time by double clicking on the shortcut created on your desktop. Okay, I can click on this finish. When this is clicked launch with post, it will launch it, or I can click on this shortcut. It depends on what you want. I'm going to untick this and click on finish. Then I'm going to click on the shortcut created on the desktop. Okay, the instruction says upon launching the application for the first time, it will automatically create a configuration file named config.properties in the following path: users, then this is your username for the PC. So basically in app data roaming, it will create a folder called with posts, and then go ahead and create this database, the config.properties file. That is the reason as to why earlier on you saw me typing here. Sorry for that. Earlier on you saw me searching for percentage for app data. For app data folder, and I came here, come to with posts, and I renamed it such that we see what happens. Now I'm going to launch our application, which is this. I'm going to double click on it. Okay, let me first check here and see. Okay, I can see why it is failing. Let me first rename this. I put it back to if post, and inside this, let me first rename this and test what happens. By the time you're installing this, it will go ahead and create this file called config.properties on your machine, and inside this file it will set up values like this: your database login credentials. This is where they are configured. If I now double click on this, it will show it will connect. Okay, that for installation I'm going to fix that such that for you the moment you install, you should be able to open this, and it just opens. Now remember, we created a user called with it will create a user called with underscore post underscore admin. You go ahead and enter those details if you want. If it is, for example, if you are having one machine, you can continue using this, the default values which will come there, these, but you can still go ahead and set your passwords or use what the system will put there. Now when you continue following our documentations, it shows the config file will be like this. This is where it is found. Okay, this is the path. Now 8 login. The post will have a default logins of Uganda, and the password is 123 123, and I click login. Okay, so this is how it looks like. We have a few modules here. We have goods and services. Basically for now there is nothing there. I'm going to click on new. If the product you're trying to put has a code, just scan the code until you capture it, or else if you click on has no code, the system will automatically give it a code, and you can also be used as a barcode. Let's say this is sugar 1 kg. It will say this value is here. I can say the cost price is 4,000. Okay, and when units of measure, I can say it is kg. I sell it with the tax. I bought it with the tax. I sell it at 6,000. If you have suppliers, choose. You don't have one currently. Which account are you? We have the buttons here. So we have what we call the system settings. You need to go ahead and enter your company name. This may have default values for you to just go ahead and edit. Okay, so you set your company details from here. On the top we have the menu. We have the menu. We have the users. If you, by default, you can come to view users and you'll see the users who are there. By default, you will have this user. So you need to go ahead and add your users. You can click on add new user, or you click on add user from the menu. So when you click on this, to open for you the user form, you go ahead and enter the user details. You give the user, you assign to the user a role, whether it's a staff or a manager or an admin, and you save. The username, you have to note when you're creating. For example, I'm going to say pack jack. So the system will auto create a username of pjack. The first letter of the first name added to the second name, the last name. The passwords, you can type in what you want. If you want to see what you have typed in, you can click on show password and you'll be able to see what you typed in. Okay, you need to fill up these and you go ahead and register the user. Basically, this is the process of how to set up the wave point of sale expenses, we have reports, we have the backup, we have for making new sales, seeing the previous sales. Okay, and more updates are going to be coming. As you can see, this is version 1.0. So once you're done doing your things, you can go ahead and log out the system and your session is closed. We shall be having more videos which explain how to use various parts of the system. But for now, this video is about how are you able to set up and install the software on your computer. Thank you for watching. God bless you.